Hi, it's Jeff at Slavens Racing. I just wanted to show you my favorite setup for goggles. I do a lot of trail riding with a lot of different guys, and we try a lot of different goggles, and most of them have the same problem, and that is that they fog up when you get in tight conditions. You're sweating a lot. Maybe it's really humid that day, or it's about to rain or whatever, and it gets really they fog up easily. Now, the Scott goggles, this is called the Scott Hustle. And they have a very similar one that we handle as well called the Tyrant. So this has 3 layers. I'll just kind of go with some of the features of this goggle first before I tell you about my setup. So it has, the normal venting on the top and the bottom here, which helps. And these lenses come with a no fog coating on them, which also helps. And then they've got 3-layer foam that really will absorb a lot of perspiration. And I've got a pretty wide face, but this goggle also fits guys with narrower faces, and it's fairly narrow this direction, so it fits into the helmets well. And some of the wider goggles, they push on your nose and makes it more difficult to breathe, or they just irritate you. They also come with these posts for tear-offs. Now for off-road and for trail riding and that type of stuff, tear-offs don't make any sense to me. That's more of a motocross or a hare scrambles type feature where you can pull off a stack, one tear off at a time, put a stack of them on there. But my favorite setup is, let's see, I forgot to tell you, these also have a silicone strip on the strap here that really keeps the strap in place on the helmet. And of course, it's fully adjustable. And we've got those in a lot of different color combinations. I mean, here's blue and then blue with a blue chrome lens. The chrome lenses are definitely a little pricier. We also have these ones with the custom paint on them. We've got a lot of different combinations of that. That's what this is as well. And we've got it in orange. I just didn't pull out a set of orange ones for you guys that bleed orange, and they look really sharp. They're orange and blue. But my favorite setup is I buy this goggle and then I buy this lens. You can buy, this is called an ACS lens, which means air control system. And what that means is it's a dual pane lens. So it's 2 lenses put together with a gap in between. And then it's got this ventilation system here. These babies do not fog. Last weekend I was on a ride, it was very humid, and then it actually started raining on us a little bit later. And all my riding buddies, every time we stopped, they were ripping off their goggles and whipping out their rags and cleaning up their goggles, and I was standing there with my goggles on, and mine didn't fog. Now one thing that you need to remember is, before you put them in, is there is a clear plastic film on them to protect them during packaging and stuff. And make sure you take that off of there. I had a guy come in one time and he says, "Man, those lenses you sold me suck." He says, "I can't see out of those damn things." And so I said, "Well, okay, bring them in and I'll check it out and I'll replace them for you." And so he brought them in. He hadn't pulled this off. He left that on. So anyhow, my favorite setup is this lens, this blue lens, because it works extremely well in low light conditions. It works very well in changing light conditions, like going like on a sunny day. I have old eyes. I'm an old guy, and I have a difficult time seeing when it's really bright out. It doesn't make sense to some people, but when it's really bright, that means you have really bright contrast, and then you also have the dark shadows. And going in and out of those shadows, it's difficult to see what's in that shadow. And this lens really helps with that. It brightens up those shadows. We also have these in like an orange. That works as well. Some people think that's too bright out in the sun and stuff. This lens is very easy on your eyes. Now you cannot buy the goggle with this lens in it, with the blue. You can buy them with gray lenses in them, with a gray chrome ACS lens, but I don't really care for that gray. I don't think it helps much. So the setup I use is I buy whatever color turns you on. I used to buy the really conservative black ones all the time. Now I'm kind of into the wild colors. So I buy the goggle that I want, then I buy lenses, this blue ACS lens, and install that. And that is definitely the hot ticket for no fogging. All of my riding buddies are changing over to this setup after them seeing how mine worked. So that's all for now.